Hello friends, what's up? This is Ron here, and in this King of Fighters All-Star video, we are going to deal with two things. In the first section of the video, I am going to awaken this EX-Kyo to level 6, that means from 5 star to 1 prime star by using the prime memory of EX-Kyo. And in the second part of the video, I'll be sharing my experience about the weakness and the shortcomings of this character. Now I have awakened this fighter to 5 star already and tested this fighter in all throughout the game mode over past 2 weeks, and now I'm kind of aware that what are the strong points and the weak points. So in this video I am going to just deal with the weak points of this character. But before we get into the video, just go ahead and give this video a like, my friends, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already, because my friends, as I always said, why not? So let's go and awaken this character first. And as you can see, our character is now fully awakened at 5 star, and let's go to the craft section where we'll be able to craft his prime memory. And as you can see, I have enough of the EX-Kyo's prime memory shard, and you need 1000 of them to craft one of these prime memories, and this will take this character to awaken level 60. Of course, I need to use capsules in order to level up fully to awaken level 60, but let me just craft these memories. And by the way, you will be able to craft 2 of these prime memories for free without any cost, and the first one will take you to level 60 and the second one will take you to level 70. So let's go and craft this one right now, and boom, here we go. Our prime memory is here. Now I have to once again farm for this prime memory shards, which I'll have to do over time by sending my character to S rank missions in the dispatch. Now let's just go to our character and go to the awaken enhancement, and as you can see, I have this prime memory. So let me just use this prime memory and awaken him. The selected memory of this fighter's memory, use it anyway. Hell yeah. And all the 5 star will be gone, and see, now only 1 star. We have some bumps of CP and attack, I guess. Oh, actually I forgot to mention about the CPs that we saw earlier, but as you can see, the HP increase, attack increase, defense increase, everything is getting some increase. You can raise the awaken level 60 plus plus enhance to 159, and let me see what else we can add. Now I'll be able to add a bunch of these capsules, and I need to awaken use these capsules in order to increase the level. So let me see how many capsules we are going to actually need. So let's see. So we need a lot of capsule actually. I mean, I have 382 capsule, and with that I can go up to level 57, and actually need more. So maybe I can try this later. But for now, let me just add some of these attack and HP capsules, which will increase the attack, penetration HP, and attack HP and defense of this fighter. Unfortunately, we are just able to add 10 of these capsules only. I wish it was a bit higher, but anyways, what else we can do? Let's just add this, and we have a good CP bump, of course, and I will be able to just increase the awaken level from 50 to 60 by using these capsules. But I guess there is another way. If we go to the dispatch, and probably we can send this fighter once again to the missions, S rank missions, of course, and when the character will return, we will get some of the XP as well, and I will check that out, and I'll try to save those capsules because my RHD level is pretty low. So that's it, my friends. Our character is now on EX level 1 star. And now let's go to the second part of the video where I'm going to talk about the 10 weaknesses of EX Kyo that I found after playing with this character after 2 weeks. Now let's go to character and discuss this thing in details. Now the first weakness of this character is also a strength of this character, that is his leadership. This character is going to increase EX fighters attack by 60%, which is of course a good leadership for this character, for all the EX characters that will be coming to the game in the future, all native EX characters. But at the same time, this leadership is going to is not going to buff any other characters than native EX. That means all those SS, BS and collab units that we are having except EX fighters, they are not going to be buffed with this leadership skill. That means only characters like native EX character like Akuma, Ryu and EX Chun-Li, these type of characters are going to get the buff, not even the other characters like who has the change up kit and become EX characters, like for example we have BS Rugal, BS Orochi and of course SS Iori Yagami. This type of characters is not going to get buffed with this leadership skill, which is I think a very what should I say, critical shortcoming, because we will not be able to use those characters under this leadership. Of course we can use them in the same team, but those characters will not get the buff. So that is I think two sides of one coin, and in one way this is going to be a great leadership for all the EX fighters, but in another way all the SS, BS and other characters will not get the benefit from this leadership. Now the second weakness that I pointed out, for me personally, I think that his tags. As you can see that he has extreme tag, male tag, attack type, Japan tag, Sharmi approved handsome team tag, genius tag and 3 sacred treasures tag. But guess what? There is no all-star tag. That means this character is not an all-star fighter, which makes him kind of places him kind of in an awkward position, because you will not be able to use this sort of leadership. Like previously Ignis was able to buff all the characters in the game, all the all-star characters in the game, but now his leadership is not going to work on him. This is a big problem, but I think this can be fixed in the future, because in future there will be a lot of EX characters in the game, and they will have the leadership leadership that can get benefit from this character or benefit this character. But for now this character itself is going to be only buffed by only certain leadership, like for example we have characters like Terry, who is going to increase attack type fighters attack by 60%. This leadership is going to be applied with Kyo, and we have this guy here is going to increase red element fighters attack by 65%. This leadership is also going to be applied here, but no all-star leadership is going to be applied on Kyo. The third shortcoming I would say, which we all know, that this character deals only burn damage. He has infernal flame and a dot explosion for burn dot, but he has no other secondary dot, which is of course a shortcoming, because in difficult game modes such as Inferno or Lunatic we need different type of dots. For Rugal in Inferno we need bleeding, we need poison. In Lunatic we need starlight, and for Geese we need in Inferno mode we need chill and shock, while in the Lunatic mode we only need shock. But however this character has only burn, so this character is highly dependent on other dot dealers. So if you have to do high damages, or if you want to play Inferno mood or lunatic mood in the guild, you have to get benefit from the other characters. Otherwise, this character personally will not do at all, and this is why, guys, you haven't seen any solo runs against the guild, which is a thing that you probably understand already. And the next weakness of this character is going to be his shortcomings in breaking the shields, and let me just show you by what I mean. If you just check out the skills of this character, look at this. This is the first skill, or this is the second skill, and these sort of skills, like he doesn't really have a good number of hits, which is very important if you want to break the shield, break the meter of the guild boss. For example, we see characters like BS Ash, he does a lot of hits. Characters like BS Genis, he does a lot of hits. Because of that lot of hits, those characters are able to break the meter of the boss very quickly. But unfortunately, this guy is not able to break the meter with that much quickly. But however, this guy is able to deal a pretty solid amount of damage that you guys have already seen in my guild runs and in other videos. That is not a problem, but the thing is, you need to use other characters probably to break the meter, and only bring this character in to deal the damage. And of course, that's not a big problem, because the fighting style of certain characters are like this. I mean, Kyo is Kyo, right? Kyo cannot fight in any other style. He has his own style, which is based upon pyrokinesis and Chinese martial art along with boxing. This sort of fighting list definitely is not going to break the meter very quickly, but I think we can compromise with that. The next weakness of this character is probably, let me just go to the course, and it will be about the shield. Now his shield is not really bad, because his shield actually removes when attacked 30 times instead of 20 times. So previously we had all those shield characters, for example Leona, BS Nameless, or any other character who had the shield. Those shields were removed after 20 hits, but this character shield is removed after 30 hits, which is something good. But the problem is, this shield is going to cast when his HP is 70% or less. I mean, this shield is not as good as that of Leona or BS Nameless, who can actually cast the shield with their 100% HP. And with shields like that of BS Nameless and Leona, the characters are highly reliable. I mean, you always know that your character, whenever the character is going to be attacked, they will have the shield. It doesn't matter if their HP is 100%. But in this case, this character's shield will not proc unless the HP is below 70%. Now here is a big deal, that if someone is able to do a very strong hit that is going to entirely finish his life or HP, that can actually be able to one hit the character. I mean, his shield is not going to get the chance to proc, because the first hit of the character is going to just reduce the HP from 100% to 0%. If the hit is this much strong, this character will instantly die. He will not get the chance to get the shield. But if the hit reduces his HP from like 100% to 50% or 40%, then he will be getting the shield, and afterwards when he will be getting the shield, then it will be not easy to kill him, because his shield actually will survive 30 hits, which is a good thing. But still, I think this shield is not as reliable as we saw in the cases of BS Leona and BS Nameless. And for this reason, my friends, I still feel comfortable with playing with BS Leona and BS Nameless in places like, for example, let's just say high levels of chapter of fight. And yeah, I mean, the reliability, somehow Kyo lacks a bit of reliability. The next weakness of this character will once again be related to the core, because this character has no particular dot immunity. And by dot immunity I mean that particular dots that are generated by the guild bosses. For example, let's just say Geese will just inflict darkness with his ground aura, and this character is not immune to darkness. Of course, he is immune to stun and burn, but let's just say no guild boss is currently applying burn as a dot, so that is not going to be very helpful in PvE. Maybe it can be helpful in PvP, but in terms of dot immunity in the guild, that is a big privilege for characters like, for example, BS Nameless, BS Ash. Those characters are immune to darkness. Another character is BS Ignis. Still to this date, these characters are very comfortable to play with, because you don't have to worry about the darkness thing of Geese. For example, you can just go ahead and keep playing, doing damages. You don't have to worry about a damn thing. But with this character, you will have to be really careful, because he might actually get affected by the darkness and die anytime. And the next weakness will be once again about the core. And look at this core, my friends. There is not a single immunity with this core. I mean, you have seen a lot of immunity in characters like Street Fighter collaboration characters like Akuma, let's just say Ryu, and even free Chun-Li, which was a free to play character. Those characters have a lot of immunity in their core. Characters like SS Terry, those characters have a good amount of immunity in their core, and for this reason these characters can do a very good job in places like Colossal Guild, because whenever the boss Colossal keeps hitting the characters, only immunity can save them. And unfortunately, Kyo has not a single immunity core in his kit. That is a big drawback for this character, because this character may be doing very good in the normal guild runs, such as against Rugal, against Geese, but against bosses like Colossal, it is hard for him to survive because of his lack of immunity. The next weakness of this character is kind of tragic, I would say, because with whatever I understood about this character, I can easily say that with low level, for example, even at 3-star or 4-star awaken level, this character is kind of useless. I mean, I'm sorry to say about that, but this is the honest truth. At even 3-star awaken level, 4-star awaken level, this character is kind of useless, because of the fact that his core is designed in a way that the most powerful core, that is concentrate, which can only be unlocked at tier 3, and tier 3 can only be unlocked when your character is fully maxed up at 5-star awakening level. Only you will be able to then unlock the concentrate and do a huge amount of damage to bosses and everyone. But other than that, he is just an average character if you just awaken him to level 3. This is a big drawback for this character, that at even awaken level 3 we had previously strong characters like, for example, if you can just check out my roster, that there are plenty of characters out there who are 3-star awakening level and they are doing a freaking amazing job already. Let's say Leona, Terry, and all these BS characters, and even Iori Agami, and also BS Ash. All these characters are 3-star at 3-star awaken level with those 5 imprint stones, and they are freaking amazing. But the problem with Kyo is his true potential will not be unlocked if your character is not A5. And I wish I could have understood that previously. I would have talked about it, but now I understand, and now I am telling you that if you are planning to summon this character, make sure that you can make him A5. Otherwise, that will not be a good idea, because 3-star Kyo is just good for this leadership, nothing else, my friends. Next weakness, let's go to the core again, and as you can see, there will be no such CC effect for this character. I mean, this character cannot fear the enemies, cannot apply stun or anything. He is personally immune to stun and burn, by the way, but he cannot apply any CC effect, which can be really helpful in different game modes and including PvP as well. But this character has simply no CC effect, just he is a blind damage dealer, that's it. Next weakness of this character, I would say, is not totally a weakness, but somewhat it can be considered as weakness, because he has just 35% of increased target damage received. This is the only increased target damage received he is having, and other than that, he just have this same increase attack by 50% for 7 seconds. So only one attack buff and one increased damage received to the opponent. I think this character should have at least another attack buff or at least another increased damage received to the opponent, because there are plenty of characters are having a double amount of these things in their kit, and that makes them OP. However, that doesn't make this character to not deal a high amount of damage. This character can actually do a huge amount of damage due to his special fighting style that depends on this core here, as I showed you before, the concentrate. And as I have showed you in my previous gameplays and talked about in my previous videos, that once you unlock this concentrate, this character can unlimitedly spam his first skill within 3 seconds, and each time you spam the skill, that character deals 4.4 times of dot explosion, which results into a massive amount of damages. But if you just, for example, let's say if you don't unlock this core right here, and if you just blindly rely on his skills, he is not really a strong character. Just 35% increased damage received to the opponent and 50% attack buff, and that's all, my friends, that's all. So you need to keep this thing in mind, and that's why I was talking that for level 5 awakening level of this character is a must, it is not an option. Now for the final weakness of this character, let me just take you to the guild team. As you can see that this character is highly dependent on SS Yori Yagami and SS Chizuru. These two characters must be present in his team or as his striker, maybe in his team. Just if you just keep them in the team, that will do the job, because he has a core. Let me just show you quickly. Oh, I'm sorry, just go to here, and this core right here that says that this is going to increase attack by 30% if Chizuru is in the team, and increase critical rate by 50% if Yori is in the team. So that kind of limits the possible future use of the characters, honestly, because I mean Chizuru is here, Yori is here, and he is dealing a lot of damage with the core improvement. But however, in the future, when these characters like Chizuru and Yori is going to be outdated, then what is going to be happened? Then probably you would like to have any other new characters in the game, probably any other future EX character, maybe let's just say, for example, any other future EX character, because the new character are always dealing a high amount of damage, and you want to buff that character with Kyo's leadership. Of course you can do that, but in that regard Kyo will lose his 50% critical rate and 30% attack, which is going to be a loss for him. And this is a problem with Kyo, because in Kyo, in each and every version of Kyo, he's kind of reliable on both this character. Previously in SSQ was reliable. SSQ had to rely on the presence of Yori Yagami, but this EXQ had to rely on both Yori Yagami and Chizuru Kagura, which is kind of limiting in terms of team formation. But if you keep these two characters in the team, then definitely he is a bomb. So my friends, that was the 10 or 11 weakness, I actually forgot, of EXQ. By the way, I am not telling in any way that he is a weak character or he deals less damage, because you have seen my guild runs, you have seen what I did with this character. this character actually broke each and one of my records I had previously in my guild, and this character actually took me from around, I was doing 2 3 or 3.5 billion. Now I am standing in the 7 billion mark with both guild raids in Inferno mode, thanks to this character, by the way. But the thing is, you need to keep certain points in your mind before you summon the character or before you actually want to have the character. And I should have brought this video probably in the beginning, but I couldn't realize that I had to test this character for weeks and weeks in order to get in order to find this weakness. So probably, yeah, I mean, this is the way you guys should go. So I hope this video was somewhat helpful to you. I'm not sure about it, my friends, but let me know in the comments that what you think about this character, what are you feeling this character. And as I said, that this character is very strong in terms of damage abilities, damage dealing abilities, and the highest DPS of this character. This character is having the highest damage per second period, my friends. So hope to see you guys soon in some other videos. Till then, stay awesome and peace out, my friends.